Ma'am, fiber to fabric.
Good morning, dear children. Welcome to your online session.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes. Yesterday, what we have studied? Can you revise it?
Ma'am, fiber to fabric.
Okay. In fiber to fabric, what we have discussed?
Ma'am, the material.
Which materials?
Fabric.
Fabrics. Yes. Then
Ma'am, cotton.
very good. So yesterday we discussed about cotton. How we process cotton in order to get fabric. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, similarly, in this session, we are going to start off with the next natural fiber that is known as jute fiber. Yes. So, everyone just mute your system, please. When I'm explaining, please mute your system so that there should not be any disturbance. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When I ask question, then only you start answering. In middle, please, you all don't talk. Otherwise, your friends will not understand what I'm explaining here. Alright. So, in this session, let us begin with the next natural fiber that is jute. So, jute is a popularly known as golden fiber because it is of nearly gold color. So, that is why jute is also known as a golden fiber. Right. Here you can see the picture of jute. This is a jute fiber. At the end we will get. Right. So here jute is also an important natural fiber like cotton. Here you can see the picture of jute plant. This is called jute plant. In this manner jute plants are cultivated in the farm. Here, jute fibers, they are obtained from the stem of the jute plant. With the help of this stem, jute fibers are extracted. And here, when farmers start growing or start cultivating this jute, for cultivation of jute, high temperature and plenty of rainfall is required. So, these jute plants are mainly cultivated in rainy season because to grow these kinds of jute plant, much water is required. Mainly, these jute plants are grown in West Bengal, Bihar, and Assam of our country. Right. So, we have seen that what is this jute and what condition and what kind of water is required. Then, how we get this jute, what kind of jute is required, and what is the process of getting jute fiber, right? So that we will study. And before that, let me clear, to grow this jute plant, soil should be required that is containing best suited soil, which is known as alluvial soil. Which kind of soil is required? That is alluvial soil, that is the best suitable for cultivation of jute. And one more important place is, the majority of growing jute in India is Sundarbans Delta, which is there in India. And India is the largest producer of jute products, right? So, India is the great country where jute fibers are extracted, where jute products are produced more as compared to other country. Then how we get this jute fiber? Let us study about that. Again, in this we have two processes. Let us have a look on that. Before that, see how jute plant will look like. This is what jute plant, right? Are you able to see the picture of jute plant, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is jute plant. Next is we are going to study the process of extracting jute fiber. First step is rating and second is spinning. Let us have a look on first step, that is rating. So what is this rating process? Here this process involves that this jute stem, are you able to see the jute stem? This is
Yes, ma'am.
jute stem, and these jute stems are bundled and kept in a running water. This jute bundle, it is kept in slow running water so that the fiber which is present in this jute, it will be slowly separated from the stem, then afterwards it will be collected as a fiber. So how fiber is collected from jute? First, this farmer will take bundles of jute stem, and that jute stem will be bundled and it will be kept in slow running water, or it is immersed in slow running water so that the fiber which is there inside that stem, it is slowly loosed and after it is collected as a fiber. So jute fiber comes from the stem and ribbon. Ribbon means outer skin. This outer skin is called as a ribbon of jute plant. The fibers are first extracted by rating. Rating is nothing but the process of bundling jute stems together and immersed them in slow running water so that fibers are separated from the stem of jute plant. So in this way fibers are extracted. Did you understand what is rating?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, rating is nothing but in easy manner. Just farmer will bundle the jute stem and he will kept in a water. He will keep that all bundle of stem of jute in water slow so that the fiber will be separated and it is then collected. Next step is spinning. Spinning is what? Whatever the fiber we got, that fiber will be drawn out and twisted, and later on it will be made as a yarn, then it will be spun to form a fabric or any kind of fabric like curtain, chair coverings, carpet, rugs and sacks. So these fiber, that is jute fiber, it is used to make curtains, chair coverings, carpets, rugs or any other thing with the help of jute fiber. And jute fiber is a very strongest fiber. Understood student about jute fiber, how it is extracted?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, very good. Next is properties of jute. Let us have a look on properties of jute one by one. Means what kind of jute fiber, what kind of fiber it is. It is a natural fiber with a golden and silky shine. Jute fiber is a natural fiber and it is also known as a golden fiber because it is lightly golden in color and it is a silky shine. Next is it is biodegradable and recyclable and thus environment friendly. That means it is a biodegradable, it is a eco-friendly. Next is it is coarse fiber. What is meant by coarse fiber? It is a strongest fiber. The threads which are obtained from the jute plants or the fiber which we obtain from the jute plant, they are a strong fiber. Next is, but it is not so strong as compared to bast fiber. As you all know that we have seen bast fiber, leaf fiber, stem fiber, right? Here jute fiber is not so strong as compared to bast fiber. Next is, it have high luster and inferior quality fiber, shows matte and pitted surface. So these are what some properties related to jute fiber. Understood, students?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, shall we move to next concept?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
So,
ma'am.
so which slide you are able to see on your screen?
Animal fiber.
Okay. So what is this animal fiber? Animal fiber is nothing but, yes, the fiber which we obtain from the animal. That is what these fibers are called as animal fiber, such as wool, silk. These are what some examples of animal fiber, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So these animal fibers we are obtaining from many kind of animals. Many animals are there from which we can easily obtain fibers. The common animal fibers are wool and silk, and wool can be obtained easily from animals such as goat, yak, camel, llama, silkworm. From silkworm, we get silk fiber, whereas wool will be extracted from the animals such as goat, yak, camel, llama. These are some examples of animal fibers. Understood, students? By which animal we will be getting wool? Other animals are there like Kashmiri goat, Angora rabbit. Next is wool. Wool is an animal fiber or plant fiber? Are you able to answer this? Yes, animal fiber. Very good. So we will see how we get this wool from the animal. Okay. So wool is mainly obtained from the fleece of sheep. Fleece. What is mean by fleece? Fleece is nothing but the upper layer of hair. This upper layer hair is called as what? Fleece. So wool is obtained from the fleece. Fleece is nothing but the upper layer hair of sheep, goat, camel, yak, rabbit, llama, alpaca and other animals. Did you get my point? What is mean by fleece? Fleece is nothing but the upper layer hair of these all animals. With the help of that hair, wool is extracted. Okay, now these animals have a thick coat of hair on their bodies because the hair traps air and air is a poor conductor of heat. Here this hair, whichever it is coated on the upper part of these animals, it will prevent getting inside air. So this upper layer hair or in other word that is fleece, it will keep these all animals warm because it contains thick layer of hair. This thick layer of hair keeps their body warm and protects them from the harsh cold. So in winter season, or in very cold season, it will keep this animal warm because that animals are covered with a thick layer of hair. For obtaining wool, animals are reared and then their hair is cut and processed into wool. How it is processed, that we will see in next slide. So here, as you all know that this wool are obtained from the animals. But how we take that upper layer of hair or the fleece of that animal? We have tools or the machine which is used in shearing. Shearing is nothing but removal of air from the sheep. Here you can see how the person is taking or cutting the upper part of this sheep. Can you see that picture of shearing process?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So this is here whatever the person is doing the work, that work we call it as a shearing. What we call it as a sharing. What is sharing? Sharing is a process of removing hair from the sheep. This is sheep, and this person is removing that all hair or the fleece from the upper part of that animal or the sheep. And here this person is using some materials or the machines, or we can say tools, in order to remove that hair. So what the tools are called? That instruments are called clippers. What is that tool called? Clippers. Here you can see the picture of clippers. So shearing is done with the help of instrument. That instrument is called clippers. So this is what the process of sharing. Understood, students?
Yes, ma'am.
So sharing is done with a special instrument called, which is that instrument? Clippers. Very good. So in your higher section, you will be studying the next procedure of making fabric with the help of this wool, this upper part layer or the thick hair or fleece. This fleece has been taken, it is packed, then it will be sent to mill or the factory. Then afterwards, that fleece or the hair, it will be cleaned, it will be boiled in a water in order to remove dust, dirt or grease, whatever it is attached with the wool. Then it is cleaned, combed by the machine. That whatever cleaned wool is there, then it will be made into yarn. That yarn is after spun to form a fiber. In this way, fiber, that is woolen fiber, is obtained by the sheep or sheep-like animals. Understood, students? How wool fiber is getting by the animals? Yes, this whatever wool is there or the fleece is there, that fleece will be first sent to factory or the mill. Then that wool is washed, cleaned, then it is dried. After drying that wool, it is combed, then it will be combed with the help of machine. Then that cleaned wool will be spun into fiber. That fiber is again woven to form a fabric. Later on, with the help of that fabric, you can use it for sweaters or shirts or mats, carpets, cushion covers. So many things are there by which we can make these all materials. Understood about wool? How this wool is processed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Shall we move to next? Next is, let us have a look on some properties of wool. Okay, wool has a natural UV protection. So whenever you wear wool or sweaters, it will protect your body from the ultraviolet radiation which are emitted by the sun. Next, wool has antibacterial and antimicrobial properties. Wool will protect from bacteria and some small microorganisms or microbial bacteria. Then wool is stain and flame resistance. That means this wool will not catch fire easily. It will catch but late. It will take little bit time to catch fire. Then wool is easy to care. Then keeps you warm in winter and cool in summer season. When you wear wool or sweater in winter season, it will make your body warm. It will keep your body warm. Next, insulates even when wet. Wool is durable. These are what some properties of wool. Everyone should remember the properties of wool. Next is one more important animal fiber we are going to study, that is silk. Can you able to see a silk on your screen? Very good. So till here whatever we have studied about wool, did you all understand, students, or anybody is having doubt in that concept?
No, ma'am.
Very good.
No, ma'am.
Okay, now we will study about silk. Do you have observed that your mom will wear silk sarees in any function, or your dad may be wearing silk panjes, something like that? Have you observed that?
Yes, ma'am.
Silk sarees, have you seen your mom silk sarees in cupboard?
Yes, ma'am.
How it is?
Yes,
How it is?
ma'am.
Silk saree is a very costliest saree, am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. In order to get silk, here also we are using natural product, that is silkworm. Silkworm is a living organism. By that living organism, we will be producing silk fiber, that we will study in next slide. First, let us study about what is this silk and what are the types of silk and what procedure is called for processing of silk. Okay, here silk fiber is obtained from the cocoons of the silkworm, silk moth. These all I am going to show you what is meant by cocoons, what is meant by silkworm, silk moth. Okay, here the silk moth lives in the leaves of mulberry plants. Have you seen mulberry plants or the mulberry leaves?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay, I'll show you how it looks. So, from what silk is obtained? Just remember, silk is, or the silk fiber is obtained from the cocoons of the silkworm. So, if I ask you the question like, how silk fiber is obtained? So, what will be your answer?
Cocoons.
Yes.
Cocoons.
Cocoons of silkworms. Very good.
Cocoons of the
Silkworms. Yes. So, silk fiber is obtained from the cocoons of the silkworm. Next is, there are many types of silk. Which are those types of silk? Here you can see. That silk is classified on the basis of their luster and texture, on the basis of their shyness and their texture. Here different types of silkworm produce different type of silk in terms of luster and texture. Here not only a single worm is there, there are many different types of silkworms are there. Silkworm is nothing but a living organism. That silkworm, different silkworm, they will produce. Now is it clear? Now is it clear my voice? Is it audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here there is not a single silkworm. There are many types of silkworm. Silkworm is nothing but it is a living organism. Okay. You all know what is mean by living organism. So there are many types of silkworm, and that silkworm they will produce different types of silk depending on their luster, that means shine, and their texture. Here we have some types of silk fiber, that is Tasar silk, Muga silk, Kosa silk, and one more is there Mulberry silk. Here you can see Mulberry silk are produced by different types of silk moth, and mulberry silk is the most common silk moth, and mulberry silk is a very famous and it is a popular silk. Understood students? There are different types of silk. You can remember like Tasar silk, Muga silk, Kosa silk and mulberry silk. Next is sericulture. What is mean by sericulture? Sericulture is nothing but the rearing of silkworm for obtaining silk fiber. That process is called as sericulture. As you have seen, what is mean by shearing? Shearing is nothing but removal of upper layer of fleece in order to get wool by the animals. That is called shearing. In silk or in sericulture, we will be getting silk fiber by the silkworm. That process is called as sericulture. So, I'll repeat, the rearing of silkworm for obtaining silk is called as sericulture. Understood what is meant by sericulture? Next,
Yes, ma'am.
you can see how silkworm looks. This is what the silkworm, I told you no, this is a kind of living organism, and the leaf whichever you are seeing on your screen, that is nothing but mulberry leaf. So what is this? What is this?
Silkworm.
Yes,
Silkworm.
this is silkworm. And what kind of leaf it is?
Mulberry leaf.
Mulberry leaf. Then I told you that silk fiber is obtained from the cocoons of the silkworm. Now let us see how cocoons will look like. Yes, this is what? Cocoons. These are what? Cocoons. Are you able to see that white color, egg-like a shape?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. These are called cocoons. And this is silkworm. And this is mulberry leaf. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
So, tomorrow we will study how silk fiber is obtained from these cocoons and silkworms.
You will send the
Yes?
fourth lesson.
Yes, pardon? I'm not able to hear your voice.
And you will send the fourth lesson of spellings, ma'am.
Yes, I will send.